Getting free of negative emotions. What is the meaning of my emotions? Sometimes I feel positive emotions such as joy, happiness, fulfillment, contentment, peace, love, and so do you. At other times I feel negative emotions such as fear, anger, hate, envy, frustration, jealousy, sadness, and so do you. What do these emotional episodes imply? I realize one thing about my emotional storms. They are much like the weather, always changing. No matter how bitter or sweet, no matter how strong or weak, my emotions never seem to last. Sooner or later, they always seem to fade away, don't they? Should I welcome them or suppress them? That is the question. Are they a curse or a blessing? Must we suffer endlessly from such mood swings? Experiencing the transformation of joys turned into sorrows and then vice versa? No, that is not necessary. Once we understand the cause and the purpose of our emotions, we can be more and more free from the negative emotions and enjoy more and more constantly the positive ones. Think with me for a moment. Isn't it a part of our basic nature to seek pleasure and to avoid pain? Isn't physical pain basically a signal that we are on the wrong course? If you put your hand on a hot stove, you will experience the burn and the blister. Usually once is enough for us to learn the lesson that such actions are bio-negative. Do emotions serve a similar purpose? Indeed they do, but emotions serve a quite different purpose than physical sensations. Our emotions serve to guide our thinking and attitudes, not our behaviors and actions. Most people understand this very important difference between physical feelings of pleasure and pain and the emotional feelings of pleasure and pain. The major purpose of our physical pleasure and pain is to signal and guide our physical behaviors. The major purpose of emotional pleasure and pain is to signal and guide our thinking and our attitudes. When we experience pleasurable emotions, it means that our thinking, attitudes, and viewpoints are in harmony with our goals and desires. When we experience negative and painful emotions, it means that our thinking, attitudes, and viewpoints about the situation in question is incorrect, out of focus, distorted, and incongruous with the truth of the situation. With this in mind, you can look forward to your next experience with a negative emotion, such as frustration or disappointment, realizing that such a feeling is a signal to you that your viewpoint or attitude needs adjustment. As an example, imagine you are walking along, minding your own business, and then a person walking towards you from the opposite direction gets close and suddenly, without warning, spits on you and slaps you in the face. What would your natural emotional reaction? Anger? Resentment? Revenge? Very likely. All emotions that are understandable following such an unexpected and unfair action by a complete stranger. Yet imagine further that as you swing around to give that stranger a piece of your mind as well as a piece of your fist, you suddenly see that he has collapsed and is actually suffering from an epileptic seizure. Quickly, you would realize that the event you had just experienced wasn't deliberate, but accidental, coincidental. That you are not the target, only an innocent bystander caught up in another human being's personal tragedy. Would your emotions change? Would your anger quickly change into pity and compassion? Instead of revenge, your mind instantly is turned into a totally new emotion that is derived from your new viewpoint. Can you understand clearly that the negative emotions you first experienced were in reality only a warning to you that you had misperceived the truth of the target situation? That you had misplaced the responsibility and reason for the experience? Can you now see clearly that just as the pain of the hot stove tells you that we made a mistake in behavior, so too our negative emotions tell us that we have made a mistake in our thinking and conclusions concerning the situation that is triggering the negative emotion? Once that fact is recognized and understood, we no longer fear or avoid or suppress or endure long or intense episodes of negative emotion. Because as soon as a negative emotion is felt, we begin to review our thinking and conclusions concerning the event, person, or situation that triggered the negative emotions. We begin to immediately look at our errors in thinking in the same way we would search for an error in a mathematical calculation. We do so knowing that as soon as the error of thinking is perceived, erroneous reaction will disappear. What a marvelous awareness this concept will generate. What a wonderful change this will make in our lives and the lives of those we share our life with as we perceive the oneness of it all. By playing this message again and again, you will soon be free of intense or prolonged negative emotions.